up, folks? Today is Friday, June 24th, 2022. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, here to talk about all the video game news that was going on this week. We got quite a bit, so let's just jump in. The first story is pretty exciting. It's the potential follow-up to Elden Ring from the developers Fromsoftware. We got little tiny morsels. I'm never going to do that again. I've said that before in videos, but here we are. A couple of tidbits. The first is that Fromsoftware's Twitter and social media accounts did tweet out that they are hiring for their next projects. Note projects with an S, meaning multiple. And also, along with this, to kind of back it up, is Fromsoftware head Hidetaka Miyazaki doing an interview where he states that their next game is actually already in the final stages of development. This is the one that a lot of people are guesstimating or hoping that it's going to technically be the next Armored Core game. There's been teases and rumors about that already. But also that they are staffing up big time, they're paying people more, and they have multiple titles by different directors in the works, all under the Fromsoftware studio. And more Elden Ring updates are coming, so just kind of good news all around. Small, like I said, but very interesting to see what they cook up next. A new Armored Core thing would be cool. I'd love to see them take on more sci-fi stuff again, but they really could do anything at this point, and people are probably at least gonna check it out. I mean, look at the success of Elden Ring. It's insane. What if they made a walking simulator? It'd be so hard. It'd be the scariest walking simulator. And in other news, it's that time of year. And by that, I mean Grand Theft Auto 6 rumors. All the time we talk about them, take them all, of course, with a grain of salt, but this newest one kind of reiterates and backs up some things that we've previously heard. This is from Matthias Victor BR and xfire.com, and the main gist is that the game is coming 2024. It's going to take place partially in South America and also a North American city, rumored Carcer City, which is very interesting if you're into Rockstar Games lore, but apparently there are going to be two protagonists, seemingly a brother and sister, in kind of like a dueling fates type of crime story. I'm not going to go too much further into it. I am going to link the full story in the description if you want to check it out, because like I always say, take this stuff with a grain of salt. But what I really mean by that is, like, you know, with every leak and rumor, it's fun to talk about and discuss, but never invest too much emotion or anything personal into it, because who knows? And the ideas that have been tossed around in a lot of these rumors, this kind of continent-spanning crime adventure, does sound cool, but, you know, I don't want to get my hopes up for something where they might be working on something completely different. Who knows? The way I look at it is that it's probably still going to be a long time anyway, so whatever, dude. Now, piggybacking off of Rockstar Games and Grand Theft Auto, let's talk about something that I truly loved and I thought was totally underrated. The Scarface game, dude, that game had no right being as good as it was. Yeah. What a miracle. Yeah. It was goofy, it was crazy, it was wild, a lot of people liked it, and that was really it. It was a miracle that the game was made. It was great that it actually turned out to be pretty fun. And apparently there was a sequel in the works. This comes thanks to Mafia Game Videos for some pretty great work here, unearthing some stuff. So definitely check out his full video. Highly recommend it, specifically because he does have early gameplay footage of it that I don't want to show here. You know, we don't want to get our video flagged or taken down, but he's the brave soul who has been unearthing this stuff, and apparently it is essentially more crazy what if Scarface stuff. Scarface, the game, actually took place after the events of the movie, where he just survived and was pissed and wanted to rebuild his empire. Scarface 2 then continues that story where the heat in Florida is too much with all the drug stuff going on, so he decides to take his business to Las Vegas, and it's basically Tony Montana takes Las Vegas, and seems like a really cool idea. Apparently it just got shelved because at the time Activision was working on too many other open world games at the time, but just the story, it sounds fun, and the way the games worked, they were in a world of Grand Theft Auto copycat clones at that time period. This just embraced the fun and stupidity of it all. It was just a fun little third-person shooting. Also, like, you're looking at something like this, I don't think we're ever gonna actually, like, see, we're never probably gonna get another Scarface game, so enjoy this while you can. Also, in case you missed it, a new AAA game studio has opened, founded by some ex-people behind The Last of Us and Days Gone. This new studio is called Liithos, I think that's how you say it, and they're talking about their new action open world RPG game called Ashfall. We don't really have much on it other than that the studio is now established. This is their first game they're going to be working on. And like, it does sound ambitious and fun, and it's going to be a single player but like shared world experience, but it's also going to be integrated with Web3, and the blockchain and NFT stuff. So there's that. The timing couldn't really be worse. A lot of people aren't into that stuff. They have also clarified that this is still going to be just a traditional regular game for PC and consoles, but it's funny that there's an asterisk, right? It's like, oh, new game from studio veterans of previous great games, but could just be a money play. I don't know. Who knows? I'm just glad that there is a studio working on a new game, so I'll have to just wait and see how it turns out. Hey, next up, this episode is sponsored by Guardio. Now, do you know anyone that's been hacked, clicked on a phishing link, or just scammed online? Especially as a gamer, like, have you ever downloaded a weird mod or a map or clicked on a sketchy link on Discord? You gotta protect where you use your valuable info in gaming accounts, your browser. Guardio works overtime with a variety of different features to keep you safe and just aware of what's going on. It's an easy, quick install and setup, and you get a free security scan right out of the gate to see if there are threats on your browser. You know, because some people keep their computers and sometimes their browsers a complete mess. Now, from there, you continue with a 7-day free trial to remove existing threats and to enable real-time protection. Now, like I said, if you go with Guardio, you get a lot of features. You can have malicious sites blocked, but you can also clean up your browser notifications, and Guardio can identify the sketchy ones for you and easily and cleanly notify you of information leaks for sites that you're already signed up for. Now, I'm always downloading stuff on random sites through browsers for work and for gaming, from like old save files to mods to assets. So it's just nice that I never have to worry about visiting harmful sites. So check it out. Go to guard.io/gameranx on screen here, or click the link in the description down below and protect your browsing with Guardio. Plus, get an extra discount with a 7-day free trial. And thanks again to Guardio for sponsoring this video. Next up, oh man, the ultimate pain that I feel. Now, I made a whole video about this on my channel, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but AndyTHPS, the Twitch streamer, did an interview with Tony Hawk, the man himself, where Tony Hawk actually went into detail saying that Vicarious Visions and Activision, like, there was a plan to make Tony Hawk 3+4 remastered after the success of 1 and 2 remastered. As a diehard fan of the series, I thought they really cracked the code with the gameplay. It was a perfect rebuilt version of the classic games, and I was excited for a 3 and 4. A lot of people were, but he said, you know, because of Vicarious Visions and how it was absorbed into Blizzard to just work on other Activision Blizzard support games, it's not going to happen. Apparently, Activision did also even take pitches and hear pitches from outside studios, what they would do for a Tony Hawk game, but they didn't go for any of them. The cynical side of me would say, oh, probably because they didn't involve, you know, any interesting monetization things. But either way, it just sucks. Like, we were this close. We were this close to greatness. But, you know, at least out in this world, there is, you know, plenty of great stuff. Ollie Ollie World is awesome. Skater XL. There are a lot of cool, there's a new skate game coming. So those experiences are out there. But that classic style Tony Hawk gameplay that I have personally invested a lot of my muscle memory into, it's just a bummer. It's just Activision and business being business. It's, you know, another studio that got absorbed that had great people making great things. Will Tony Hawk ride again? See what I did there? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Next up, in case you missed it, we actually have a release date, not a game delay. The new Plague Tale game, A Plague Tale Requiem, has an official release date of October 18th of this year, and a big, lengthy gameplay trailer that debuted with it. Now, I actually didn't watch this just because I like the original game so much that, like, I'm like, you know what? I'll play the second one. I'm pretty sold, so I don't need to see too much more of the game, so I skipped this, but let me know if you watched it. I'm curious if you're happy with where it's going. But I'm glad we're getting some tasty fall games to look forward to, at least. Also, No Man's Sky is coming to Nintendo Switch in October. That's pretty cool. Andy, as like the resident No Man's Sky guy, would you play that on Switch?
I thought it was already on Switch.
I did too. Honest. You know what it is on? Steam Deck. All this stuff will be linked in the description down below. Also releasing this week is Sonic Origins. So we did a before you buy for that. Falcon took that over because he's like the Sonic expert for the classic games. So long story short, it's a pretty nice package. It's a little expensive, but it's a good way to replay the classic games. They didn't really screw anything up, despite people really kind of doubting Sega sometimes with stuff like this. I'm definitely looking forward to jumping into it eventually when I have time, where I get past all these other games that are releasing. And speaking of that, the game I'm currently working on for a before you buy, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. We linked the launch trailer for that if you're curious about that. Something new to play on Nintendo Switch this week. But in other news, some possible relief for PC players, as it seems like the MSRP prices of graphics cards are starting to normalize a little bit. This has been connected apparently because of the crypto NFT crashes that have been happening lately, making mining less of a profitable thing. So people are apparently offloading tons of graphics cards, and really their availability is also just getting a little better. I've seen memes, I've seen images pass around of stocked shelves of GPUs. I personally myself haven't seen that yet, but it's something kind of nice, especially considering, like, we've talked a lot about this, but even with console manufacturers still saying it out there, that like this whole chip shortage manufacturing worldwide issue is still going to continue for a little bit, seemingly past this holiday season is what I've seen most recently. So if there's at least a little bit of wiggle room now with graphics cards, that helps. I know a lot of people that are sitting on a fried GPU, but still don't want to pony up all the cash for a new one because it has been pretty bad out there. But hopefully now this is the start of a light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, and one other last fun video game history story I wanted to talk about is the fact that Sega programmer Yuji Naka seemingly just tweeted out the fact or the confirmation that Sonic 3's soundtrack was composed partially by Michael Jackson. That's always been like the rumor swirling around for years. And the whole thing with this new Sonic Origins collection is that they don't have all the songs. They didn't have the rights to all the songs. So some of the songs were replaced with like prototype songs, which apparently some of them are okay, some of them not really. But Yuji Naka essentially put out a tweet saying like, oh wow, they finally confirmed it. But he also then started to walk back those tweets because like he was technically commenting on like a social media Sega post using a Michael Jackson song, which may be unrelated, may not be, but he did walk it back saying his tweets were kind of misunderstood. But still, I think for a lot of people who just always took stock in that rumor as a young person, like, which it also just kind of totally makes sense if you look at the whole thing around it. I just thought this was interesting, and now I'm looking and I'm like, what's the deal? What's the real story? Is that the closest we have to the real story, or was this just a oopsie whoopsie tweet? Oopsie doopsies. Oopsie whoopsie oopsie doopsies. If you think about it, every tweet is a whoopsie. But I will link that story and his follow-up statements in the description if you want it explained. It is really fascinating stuff. So yeah, video games, the history behind them, and the story of how they're made, like, just never ceases to amaze me. I guess that's why I'm doing this. But that's all the news stuff going on this week, so I definitely want to hear from you guys what you think about all the stories, specifically the GTA 6 rumors. What do you think, man? Bullshit? More hearsay? Or are the puzzle pieces starting to line up? Are you like Charlie with all the conspiracy Pepe Sylvia stuff behind you? What do you think about that canceled 2008 Scarface 2 game? I would have played the hell out of that, dude. Are you like me? Are you as upset, butthurt, if you will, about the fact that we almost got a Tony Hawk 3 and 4 remake and now we don't? Also, in terms of Fromsoftware's new game, what do you think they're working on? Well, really, what would you like to see them work on? What type of genre, what type of setting would you like them to tackle? Would you like to see them do just a similar style Fromsoftware game, but like in a new world or a new time period, or, what do you want? Are you going to play that NFT game? Let's talk about any of this stuff down in the comments. Definitely want to hear from you. Things get a little crazy down there. We're going to be down there, but things get crazy. So if you want to yell at me directly, of course, you can always find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jake Baldino. But thank you guys for being here every Friday, just getting caught up real quick with us with the news. We very much appreciate it. We're always going to be here for you, despite the world. So clicking the like button is all you got to do. It helps us. Thank you, for real. But that's it, guys. Have a nice weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Be safe. Pizza's on me.